So let's get started with the putting assessment. We're gonna do a couple of things. We're gonna measure the important things that we have, the 3, 5, and 8 footers, and then we're gonna look at some very critical fundamentals when it comes to hitting a putt solid that have to do with face at impact, stroke length, speed control, and path and sweet spot hits. So let's get after it. It's 5 putts per test. Here we go. So just before we start hitting putts, make sure that you download the PDF that is the scorecard. Put the date in there. You'll notice that all the tests are listed down the left-hand side, and what I call kind of the putting grades are across the top. You simply go across. In this case, now that the scorecard is filled out, you'll see that on the 3 footers we made 5. I simply circle that. That happens to be an A. On the 5 footers, I only made 1, and as you'll see, I circled that. What'll end up happening is you'll identify a couple of weaknesses that we really need to pay attention to. That's what we're going to put our attention on the next several weeks, but taking the assessment on a weekly or a couple of weeks at a time really gives me focus points to practice.
Let's get started with the assessment. What we have are 3 sets of 5 putts each, from 3 feet, 5 feet, 8 feet. The 3 footers are must makes. We have to do that to make pars. The 5 footers are putts that we should make. Typically they really help us. And the 8 footers are what I call the makeable putts. If we make all of the 3s, 4 of the 5s, and 3 of the 8 footers, that's a great putting demonstration. But it's going to reveal alignment, stroke length, solid hit, a little bit of tension control even. So work hard on these 3 tests and it'll give us a good way to start our improvement plan. The next test has to do with getting the face square at impact. If it's square, the ball comes off straight down the target line. So what I've set up is what we call the Gait trainer with a couple of golf balls that are just a little bit wider than the ball to go through it. If the face is square, you can thread it right through there. If it's not, you're going to hit one of those balls, but it gives us a reading of whether or not. So hit an 8 or 10 footer, thread it through those 2 balls. The next test is what I call the putter gait, and you'll notice that in the slot trainer there's a place to create what outdoors we would do with a couple of tees off the toe and the heel of the putter, but in this case they're silicone pegs that come up from underneath. But here's the point of the drill. Can I swing the putter through the gate? If I can, the putter's on path. If I can, then I'm hitting the ball in the sweet spot of the putter and the sweet spot of the ball. That's what enables us to roll it. So hit 5 putts, 8 or 10 feet long, and thread it through that putter gate.
Do 2 more.
The next drill, it has to do with stroke length. Am I too long and too far extended? Am I too short and extended? Do I bring it back too far and short through? So I've put a ball behind 1 foot and forward 1 foot. The idea is to make a stroke, not hit the ball in the back and not hit the ball in the front. If I can, and I should be able to do 5 out of 5 of these, I know that my stroke is roughly the same distance back and through and that it's not overly extended. The final 2 drills are a speed ladder. The concept of a speed ladder is I roll it past 1 rung of the ladder and short of the next rung of the ladder and so forth out and so forth. We start at 3 feet. We go between 3 and 4, 4 and 5, 5 and 6, 6 and 7, 7 and 8. That's 5 putts. And on one side we go out the ladder starting at 3, go up to 8. And the other side we start at 8 and come back down to 3. The idea is to get 4 out of 5 on each side, which is 8 out of 10. That's tremendous speed control.